Hey everybody, it's Hoot Boy Harshy here, coming to you talking today about how to win Buster. It's the versus worth the most amount of points, and it's the most important one. We have already won this week, but this is the final week before Diamond. So I was planning to make a video similar to this because I see mistakes that people make and just ways that you could possibly maximize your potential and the impact that you have. And almost guarantee if everybody in your alliance followed this, you would more than likely win Buster. The first thing that I want to talk about, and I think it's very important and not enough people talk about it, is not having your drill grounds full. So what I mean by this is, if you have a look here, I've already started the healing process of healing 11,374 troops, and I've got another 11,374 troops ready to heal up once these have all healed. So in effect, at a moment's notice, I could have 23,000, nearly 23,000 troops, just by speeding up the healing process. And if I really wanted to, I could apply for the position and make it even quicker. The strategy position. The reason why you do this is because then the versus opponent can't get points from your troops. There is ways to kind of ensure that doesn't happen. So what I would usually do on Buster is if for whatever reason I do have a full drill grounds, including the hospitals, I wouldn't really focus on hitting our versus opponent first. The reason why is because if you've got troops and an excess of them, the versus opponent can hit you and get the versus points. Whereas if you were to attack a different alliance, you would not be giving them versus points, but you would only be taking versus points from a different alliance. So because you wouldn't be getting versus points, you wouldn't be giving your opponent versus points and just taking it from other people, you would be netting more for your alliance. And if you've only got 10k or a low amount in your drill grounds, what you can do is even if you don't shield, which on Buster I've got to admit I don't really shield much, what I will do is I will garrison people that have already shielded. By doing this, I protect my troops, and if anybody attacks me, they wouldn't get any points from me. So it would just be an empty base with no units at the base, and people could attack me, and the only thing that would go down is the food, which I've probably got too much of, and my iron, which I don't really mind. So because of that, they do not get any versus point, and I would only lose a bit of resources. Another strategy which I like, especially if you're hunting, you have to teleport to weird locations so your base doesn't get found, so you have to teleport here randomly, is sending out your troop marchers really far away. So if we just target any old zombie, and it is a 14-minute march, so I can send all 3 troops to the same zombie, even I don't even need to send it to different ones, because it's 16 minutes away. Because it's 16 minutes away, that means it is 16 minutes here and 16 minutes back. That's 32 minutes. That's a long time before I have to worry about troops being at my base. I mean, if we look here now already, because I've done the prep work already, and I don't have many troops in my base, if somebody was to attack me, they would get 3 troops. 3 total troops, which is realistically not any versus points. So if you do this whilst you're on the attack as well, so our versus opponent is somebody who I did share the coordinates of. Yes, here. So if I was to teleport here, well, as I will be doing in 5 hours time, what I would do is teleport here, for example, send my team 1 out to attack, and then find a faraway point and send the other 3 teams there. So that way, only the one that's attacking is in danger. But if I know who my opponent is, I should know if I should be able to comfortably beat them. For this alliance, I know that I comfortably beat most people in the alliance. The way that I figured this out, most people will tell you just to look at total hero power. I agree to an extent. Total hero power is a good indication, but a better indication for me is the strongest hero power. The reason why, so I'm aircraft, which is Lucius is my top hero, 9.1 million. And if we look down this list, Fowls 9.367, it's Murphy, which is a tank, which I directly counter. And if we look further down the list, just gonna look, Fowls. Yeah, I mean, like, we're already getting 8,306,000, even though it's missile. My squad 1 is just the strongest hero is 800k stronger than this squad. So I know for a fact that with just 1 troop march, I should be able to beat any squad here, and I only risk losing 4 troops. But with that 1 squad, I can do a lot of damage. I'm not a whale by any stretch of the imagination. I am a dolphin, self-identified dolphin, but I should be able to clear a lot of bases in that time. And because I only risk 4 troops versus however many troops that they have, I really don't. I do not risk as many points as you think. So in that time, I could end up killing so much more troops. So I risk losing 60 points versus the damage that I could have attacking much weaker players. It is an effective strategy to maximize your point output and minimize your points you stand to give up to the opposing team. I know this because I do this on a nearly weekly basis. If I look at my stats, I've got nearly 40 million kills. On busters, I usually post scores up of 163 million, or at least above 70-80 million on a typical week. I do try to aim for 100 million, and I don't need many troops to do it, because as soon as I do need more troops, I know that I've got 23,000 waiting for me. So hospitals is one thing. Another thing to always consider and always keep an eye out for, as well as unshielded bases, is mines. I know it sounds silly, but if somebody has their squad 1 on a mine, that is worth 600k points. That's not nothing, and you should not ignore that, and you should definitely attack a mine. As well as that, if it's a push week for your alliance and you really need to get up to diamond, or you're trying to avoid to go back to gold, you should definitely not trade tiles with the opponent. You don't want to give your opponent points. If you should be able to, with 15-20 minutes of hunting, be able to accumulate the 7.2 million points and get on with your Saturday as you need. Would say just to make sure that you're doing the prep work as well going into it, looking at the strongest hero power, knowing who you need to run away from, or you know that you can attack freely. But by implementing this strategy, you're not going to give away many points, and you're going to maximize how many points you can take away. On those buses that I showed previously, like the 160 million, the 100 million days that I have, I can say pretty confidently I give away maybe 10% of that, probably a bit less. So I would net the alliance 100+ million points, and it's not a hard strategy to do. I think people are quite married up to their idea of the troops, but with this strategy you still will always have access to troops. You're just not going to give away cheap points. If you follow the strategy, or if you can get the majority of your alliance to follow this strategy, I can say pretty confidently that I can't see how you would lose when you're only giving away a few points at a time. If your base is filled to the brim with troops, this is what I mean by targeting other people first. So you don't mind giving away points to people that are stronger. I'm just looking for the chords of 1052. So yeah, you don't mind if you do have a lot of troops and you don't mind losing them. I would target other alliances. Ooh. I would target other alliances first. So in this server, if we have a look at the rankings, I think Uzmi are second ranked. Yeah, Uzmi are second ranked. VF61 are. So if I had 50,000 troops and I needed to burn them, I would much rather target these two alliances, just for the fact that I'm not going to give points away to Fells and risk them winning. And yeah, just do your research. If you know what server you're up against, you've got quick access to the strongest hero power. You'll be able to see what teams there are and how they line up with yourself, because every person's going to be different. You've just got to know the correct people in your lane. So what I mean by that is you're never going to compete with whales or people that are much stronger than you, but you've got to know roughly where you stand on this ranking, and who you can take and who you can definitely not take. And who you can not take is very important. I see a lot of the time people much weaker than a whale or a dolphin who will just still attack them when they've got troops on the walls. At the end of the day, if you're doing that, you're just giving them points unnecessarily. You can always pick a better target. You can either share the coordinates of that person that you are struggling to burn in alliance chat, or if there is nobody that can burn them, just avoid them. At the end of the day, that's the only way that they can get points from you, is by you doing something actively. Another tip for you is if you do have troops in the base, random teleporters are always good. I keep a large stockpile of them. And alliance teleporters if you need a quick getaway, advanced teleporters if you need. Those are probably quite helpful. we've got a capital war this Saturday. I'm really looking forward to that. But this is why I play the game. I find a lot of fun in the actual fighting of it, and actually knowing who you can target. If you see somebody sending out their team one that you know that you usually can't beat, actually targeting them and getting them to blow away, or if you know that they've got their T2, T3 out on the wall, you know that you'll be able to get a lot of points from them or make them fly away. At the end of the day, this is a war game and not Farmville, because nobody wants to play Farmville. So fighting and actually having a fun time and actually, you know, putting their sticks to them, having fun in the capital war, that's kind of the reason why I play this game. There's no point in having strong heroes if you're not going to put them to use, and there's no point in putting any money in, because what's the point if you're not going to actually play the game? But yeah, that's just my little viewpoint of an effective strategy for winning Buster week in, week out. Low troops, not having troops in your base, shielding if you're not around, or if you have low troops and don't want to shield, you can always garrison people that are bubbled, or send your troops on a mission whilst you're waiting for War Fever, so you don't give away points. And don't be afraid to lose troops. They grow back quickly. I started off the week with 0 troops, and I ended the week with, I mean, let's have a look at how many troops do I currently have. 10k here plus 23k there. That's like 30k. That's a lot of troops. That's more than you probably will need. So don't be afraid to lose your troops, and if you are dedicated to actually winning Buster and getting your team promoted, or helping your team get promoted, this is the #1 strategy. Another thing that I wanted to mention is just to make sure you don't have troops on the wall. If you do, shielder, just to make sure that you unselect her. It's a #1 way that you give opponent points, is by having troops on the wall. But yeah, if you follow these simple steps, I can't see a world where you lose Buster. If you can get some of your alliance, most of your alliance, if you can get a portion of your alliance following the strategy where you're not giving away points and you're just taking away, you will absolutely win. Anyway, I have been Hootboy Harshy. I hope this video has been informative. If it has, please share it with an R4, R5 of your alliance, or drop me a like, comment, subscribe. I'm brand new to this, so I hope this video has been informative, and hopefully see you next time.